Ladies and gentlemen, join me once again on the railbike adventures with Steve Evans. We are on version number 7, and before you roll your eyes, let me tell you, I brought a very, very special guest today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Bigfoot. Yeah, no, I legitimately brought Bigfoot. And when you see Bigfoot, you're gonna love it because Bigfoot is gonna ride the railbike. But let's go over some details because I know you're wondering why I made another version. The main reason I've made a version 7 is because of this. It's my custom axle for my bike. You guys know that there was a lot of deflection on the Outrigger. So I went ahead and designed and manufactured a custom stainless steel axle for the rail bike. The previous axle that I had in here was a piece of aluminum, actually bolted together, like sandwiched together. So there was a lot of play in the bolts, and aluminum is 3 times less stiff than steel. So stainless steel custom axle. The Outrigger was actually made of aluminum, and I did that to keep the weight down. But the reality is that we actually have to put things on the Outrigger to keep it from tipping over. So I've replaced it with steel, so it's going to be stronger, 3 times stiffer, and 3 times heavier. And I'm hoping that that makes a big difference. I've got a couple of other upgrades as well. I'm going to go over them with you. Then Bigfoot's going to come out. This is the custom axle. You can see it's basically like an old BMX peg. It's a little bit dirty, pay no attention. It does have a small hole there that I'm going to use to lock the Outrigger on, but I haven't done that yet. What I've done is I've actually made larger clamps on the end of this, and this is my steel Outrigger. Whoops, looking a little bit rusty. And my wheels. Moving forward, moving on with the upgrades. We have remade the front wheel guide, and that's primarily because I gave away version 6 to somebody who's testing it. Version 6 was amazing, worked very, very well. We're making slight upgrades, but he took the entire system and I sent it up to him, so he's testing it. I don't know when, we'll find out. So we do have a new front guide, but it basically remained unchanged with, don't mind these holes, those are mistakes or potentially improvements. We're gonna find out. But this is the new wheel situation that we have. And let me tell you about why I did those wheels. I did the wheels like that because it's easy. If you look at version 6, there's a whole bunch of manufacturing involved. I'm trying to keep this very simple. So I just wanted to see what would happen if I went back to the original design and just did it kind of like this. Another upgrade, I've got wicked little, I don't know even what these are called. I got them from McMaster-Carr, but it's basically a very small stainless steel screw with a giant integrated washer, and I have a lock washer on there as well. So I got that on both sides. Now, the other thing that I think is going to be very good. We had used, on version 6, bungee cords. Very old bungee cords, pulling on this to make sure this stayed down. I think that the springiness of the bungee cords is actually a bad thing. And what we want is a static system. For instance, you know, when this thing lifted up, the bungee cords would stretch a little bit. So this could actually be loose as long as it's static. It actually won't come up, but it also won't put pressure down. So I think that's a key ingredient to success of the railbike stew. Let's put it together. Did I tell you that Bigfoot is here? Bigfoot is here and it's gonna be crazy. I'm actually just waiting for some friends before Bigfoot comes out because I don't want to get shot. Oh, I don't know if I can do this with one hand. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have made a pair of underwear. In case anybody needs any, lots of garbage around here. We made good progress, man. This thing works. Like, this thing really works. So simplified version basically works just as good as version 6. Rock solid. Don't even need to make a custom wheel really or anything. Just use something like this. Okay, there is one secret though. You remember earlier I was talking about the 65-degree angle that these were on version 6. I made them straight to see if they would work. I also have drilled holes here and here to put these at 90 degrees. Just to see. I just want to see. That's it. I just want to see what happens. Because I'm interested. That's it. The switch over to the new wheel orientation took me a little bit of time. Mainly because I got a bad back and a bad knee and I had to bend over. But that's what it looks like now. So, really to summarize, I started with all straight wheels like in version 1 and 2. Then I went to curvy wheels or slanted wheels because of what somebody had sent me, and that worked really well up until version 6. Today, I wanted to test vertical and horizontal wheels. So vertical wheels, for sure, they work no problem. If anything, I think the durometer, that's how soft. If you guys don't know, rubbers and soft materials are usually rated in durometers, how squishy they are, let's call it. I think that the durometer of these wheels is too soft, and something harder, at least for the side wheels in the vertical orientation, would be the best. That's what I think, and I have some ideas how to change that. The middle wheel, I don't think it matters. This is fine, soft, hard, whatever it is. But let's give this a try now and see, you know, if it works that much more. Yeah, let's see if it works that much more better than just typical vertical wheels. Okay, let us do what we must do. Okay, I think the railbike speed record has just been achieved for real. I didn't film it though because I was terrified. I didn't know I was going to actually go that fast. So this seems to be much more forgiving with the wheels in the 90-degree orientation, which of course it is, would completely make sense. What I'm going to do is, the rail just past the bridge is a little bit more beat up, but it's much longer. I'm gonna go there and see if we can't go for like a little bit of more of a cruise. Know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Okay, so this is what it's like to ride the bike. Mostly it's pretty chill. It goes very fast. You don't have to pedal hard because there's very low coefficient of friction. The one downfall being that if you do have a derailment, you know, you're in for it, right? You're definitely in for it. So until we get it really nailed down, we're just gonna take it easy. There we go. I'm gonna go all the way around the corner here. We're on the longer part of the track now. Just riding nice and smooth. Seeing how it goes. Problem is there's lots of issues with the track in terms of quality. Because this is not a this is obviously an abandoned track. It wouldn't go on live rails, and so the track itself is quite beat up, and it gets like really wide and really skinny in some places. So that's what makes it a little bit nerve-wracking to ride this thing. That being said, you know, it's keeping it together pretty good here, as far as I can tell. Still riding. Picked up some branches now. good. Pop can. Still riding here. This is certainly going to be our world record for longest rail ride. And I think the wheels in the orientation that they're currently in, the 90-degree orientation, are very forgiving. Much more forgiving than in the vertical orientation, because they roll a little bit better. There's an actual train there. So note to self, let's not go any further. Andrew's first time on the rail bike. He's taking it what we would call cautiously. Yeah, it takes a while, man.